How long were you a CTA for?
I don't remember CTA. I want to say it wasn't a long time because at the time, they were starting a new CRA development program that they wanted to try out. So I applied for that program. And once I got into that program, I moved on to become a CRA.
Okay. So you would say probably less than a year in that role, but probably around a year total if you count the internship experience. Would you say that?
Exactly.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. That's perfect timing because I remember we talked around maybe 2016 or so, and you were telling me about that, being able to slide up in the program pretty quickly after you completed the CTA role.
Yeah, because it was just a new kind of program that they were just trying to work out and figure out if they wanted to, train future CRAs like this. And I just so happened to be accepted into the class at the time point that I was accepted. And so it kind of just went on from there.
Right. That's awesome. So congratulations on that.
Yeah,
how long was the program for? And what exactly did they talk about? Like teach you in there?
The program, I want to say it was a few months, maybe 3 to 5 months. I don't remember exactly, but it was a few months. It was a good amount of time.
Okay.
So I would say probably like 3 to 5 months was how long the program was. And so in the program, they basically went over everything CRA related. They went over, source documents, what you see on site, dealing with different types of sites and different personalities when you go on site. They
talked about dealing with different personalities?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It wasn't like a week-long thing, but we did have just like a little what do you call those, like just a little discussion. Like just a little discussion about it. Like, we had other CRAs come in and talk to us and just tell us about their experiences on site, their experiences with different sites, like their good sites versus their not so good sites, or their strong personalities versus personalities that are like easy to get along with, and it kind of just, things that you already know because people have different personalities in the real world, but when you have to put it into this is my job perspective,
right.
it helped.
Right.
So we did a little bit, it was just just a quick workshop on that. It wasn't anything long, but we talked about, just the regulations involved with the FDA and then GCP. We talked about monitoring, and we talked about, at that time, the company that I was at, we talked about their reports, how they like for their reports to be written and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it just pretty much covered everything.
So
everything.
It sounds like it was pretty thorough. Okay.
And then we also, sorry to cut you off, but we also did observation. They also had observation visits built into it.
Okay. So, all right. So what did you think was most helpful from the training program as far as actually going on site?
Apart from going on site?
Well, all right, let me rephrase that. What did you think was most helpful from that training program for when you actually were doing the job?
I thought the most helpful was actually the observation visits, and also just going over the different types of just materials. Like they showed us things like what you should look for when you're looking at source documents, how it should look, how the ICF should look, and just different things like that. So I felt like the most valuable thing for me was going out on an observation visit, but I also feel like those classes, like it prepped me for what to look for. And then those observation visits, further guided me with the help of the CRA that's been doing it. Because most of the time, the CRA that we went out with was a senior CRA. So they have been doing this for, 5+ years.
Right. Okay. So did you feel prepared after, like, for your first visit? For your first, I guess you had to be observed first before you could be signed off to go solo. But did you feel prepared for that first one after the program?
I did feel prepared. My first visit, my manager did come out with me, and I was nervous because it was my very first visit.
Right.
And but I did feel prepared. I knew that the program had gave me all of the basics. It's just a matter of you have to actually get out there and do the visit and, get yourself comfortable with everything. But I definitely felt prepared. And my manager gave me some good feedback after the visit. And so, yeah.
So how long did it take for you to feel like you really got the hang of it?
When I was assigned to my first study, I would say it took me a little minute, because I don't feel like when I get assigned even to a new study now, I don't feel like I really got the hang of it until I'm like, I know all of the assessments that need to be completed, for that visit, or I know everything that I need to be looking for. So it takes me even now a minute to get comfortable with the study. But when I was first starting, it took me a longer time to get comfortable with it. But I would say maybe a few months.
Okay.
Now it's not that long, it just depends on the study. But it still takes me, I think no matter what, it still takes you a little bit of time to get used to the new study, just because you're learning a whole new protocol. You're learning, a whole new visit schedule. You're learning new sites. So I think it's going to take anyone some time to get used to.